Welcome back to the Farmers Market series cooking. Now I have the Momotaro Japanese tomatoes that I've picked up. Now these tomatoes are slightly pink, they're a little dense, thick-skinned, very delicious flavor. What I'm going to do with them is make a cold Japanese style tomato salad. And traditionally it is with a wasabi type of dressing, but I don't want to serve wasabi dressing today. I'm not in the mood for wasabi today for tomatoes. So I was thinking about what kind of dressing can I put on it. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to do a ginger miso dressing. It's the type of dressing that you get when you order a bento box at a Japanese restaurant. And in one of those little squares, they squirt the salad dressing. Sometimes they toss it into the lettuce, usually tomatoes on there, a cucumber, maybe some sliced carrot. So I'm going to make that dressing to go on top of this. This is served cold. What I need to do is core out a tomato. So we serve this without the skin. So let me show you how to do that. This is the core of the tomato. This is the bottom. We're going to core this out. We're going to score it. And we're going to put it into boiling water. And it's only going to go for a few seconds. All I want to do is get the skin to peel back a little. Then we're going to shock it in ice. And then from there, I'm going to peel it and then continue on and plate this up. So let me show you how to core. If you've never cored a tomato, this is what you want to do. This is with a paring knife. They have tools that are tomato cores, tomato cores. And you just put it in there and it takes it out. Very cool. I don't have one because I use a paring knife. So I place the paring knife here and turn the tomato, turn the knife at the same time, and get under that core and then pull it off. Then we have a cored tomato. The other side, put the core back down. The other side is where I want to score. So I want to take the knife and just score it lightly, not too deep, right there. If you go too deep, that's fine because we're going to be cutting these tomatoes in a certain way after, and I'll show you that. So now that we've cored this, let's make the dressing for this tomato. And then after that, we're going to blanch these and then we're going to put this whole dish together. Very excited for this time of year because tomatoes are starting to ripen and it's in season. So around here where I live, Southern California. So we don't have to get them shipped in. These are not from a greenhouse. These are raised, grown in a farm. These two Japanese ladies at the farmer's market, their family grows the cucumbers that I bought, which was the last video, and these tomatoes. And they also grow some other things, but I only bought these two because they looked very delicious. In Japanese, it's called oishi. Okay, let's make that salad dressing now. So first ingredient I want to do is ginger. And I want to grate the ginger. So I have this microplane that we're going to grate the ginger. Now, this is about a 2-inch piece of ginger. Let's start grating this. This microplane is great for making ginger grated and very, very smooth. So on the back side, you can see it's very smooth. Not much goes through. All the sinews stay on one side and everything else goes through. I have the ginger grated now. The next ingredient that I'm going to add is the miso. We're going to do about 2 tablespoons of miso paste. 1 and 2. This is a little bit bigger. So miso paste is a fermented soybean paste. It's very delicious. It's good for your gut. It has a lot of, it's a fermented product, so a lot of fermented food is good for your gut and your gut health. This one is a white miso. Feel free to use a red miso if you want. The next ingredient that I'm going to add is the squeeze of just a little bit of lime. You could use lemon if you want, but you want to add a little bit of citrus to this. So, got lime, a little bit of lime. Next ingredient I'm going to add is the honey. This one we need to add a sweetness because the ginger is spicy, strong. So what I'm going to do is add some honey in here. We're going to go about 3 tablespoons of honey. If you like it sweeter, add some more. If you don't want to add honey, you can add sugar. You can add agave if you want to keep this vegan, because honey is not a vegan product. Or you can add a different sweetener, such as monk fruit, which will bring the carb level down, which is good for diabetic. So we have the honey that has been added. Now the next ingredient I'm going to add is 2 tablespoons of sesame oil. So toasted sesame oil is going to go next. Let's do this. Let's pop the top. If you pop the top off of these, you can pour it out a lot quicker. So that's 1. Just enough in this bottle. So now that you have a liquid in there, I'm going to stir this up to get the miso broken down and mixed in with the honey, so we can get this emulsified easier. You don't get a big chunk of miso. So I'm just going to break it down a little. And I'm doing this all in a jar. So I don't have to clean up something else. I'm just going to shake and go. All right. I was allowed a motorcycle. So anyway, what I said was we're going to do this in a jar. I'm doing it in a jar so we can just shake it and go. Next ingredient is oil. I particularly like to use avocado oil for this dressing. So we're going to go 3 tablespoons of avocado oil. Next, we're going to add shoyu, which is soy sauce. So this is going to add the salt flavor, and we're just going to go with 1 tablespoon. I always use light soy sauce when I'm making a dressing, so I can control the salt level. Next ingredient is the rice wine vinegar. So we're going to add 4 tablespoons of rice wine vinegar. Just like that. And another ingredient, we're going to add toasted sesame seeds. So these are called goma in Japanese. So we're going to add some toasted sesame seeds, say about a tablespoon. If you really like them, add some more, not an issue. The beautiful thing about this right now is we're going to put the lid on, and we're just going to shake it. Okay, let's blanch these tomatoes. I have the tomatoes right here, and we have hot water and ice. So I'm going to take the lid off of this. You can hear that super hot grill. And I'm going to put in the tomatoes into the water. Now this is going to go very fast because I don't want the tomatoes to get very soft. I'm not cooking them. I just want the heat to peel the skin, just to get it going. You can try and test it out and see how it starts peeling right away. So I'm going to take these out. Take it out. Put it into the ice water to stop the cooking process. I don't want these to be cooked. Just want them to get the skins on. Add some more water to it and get these all cooled down. Alright, so these tomatoes are ready to be peeled, and it's very easy. You just simply go like this. You need to get a piece started. You can start with a paring knife instead of your fingertips and just peel away. So this is exactly what we're looking for, where you peel the skin off of this beautiful tomato, and I'm going to place it down. Okay, let's finish this dish. What I want to do is I want to score the tomatoes. Now, I think it's better if I do it on a cutting board. I want to score the tomatoes into 6. And you want to score it to make wedges, but you don't want to go all the way through. So you want to keep them whole. What's going to happen is the dressings are going to fill in those little crevices, and then when you eat it, you can pick it apart. So usually you eat it with some hashi, and then you pick it apart. So I have one done, and we'll continue to do the rest. Okay, I have all the tomatoes sliced. Now let's dress the tomatoes with this dressing. The sesame ginger dressing with miso. Open it up. Take a spoon here, and I'm going to drizzle each tomato slowly so that it can drizzle into the crevices of the tomato. Just like this. And then I want to go around, make sure that there's enough pulled on the bottom so when we serve it, people can grab more of that dressing. And then I'm going to take some black sesame seeds, some black goma seeds, garnish with that. We already have the white ones there, the toasted white ones. I'm going to add some more. And then I'm going to take some cilantro and just put a few leaves around. Garnish it with some cilantro. It'll add a little bit of brightness to it. Obviously it adds color, but the color needs to taste good. And the color needs to go with the dish. And then we're going to take the cucumbers, the pickled cucumbers from the other video that I made. And how cool is it this? We can combine 2 vegetables from the farmer's market and make one dish. So you have some crispy cucumbers here with these fresh, early springtime Momotoro tomatoes. Thank you again for watching another farmer's market series. Today we featured the Momotaro Japanese tomato. Very simple approach to serving this tomato. Now, if you wanted to use your own bottled ginger dressing, go ahead. You're not going to hurt my feelings. But the most important part of this dish is this tomato. This is the highlight of this dish, the Momotaro tomato. Now, I've never seen them in the supermarket. Maybe I've seen them 1 or 2 times at a Japanese market, but at the farmer's market, this is the time of year that they start coming into season, and they'll run through usually the end of summer. So if you can get some, definitely get some. Let me know in the comments if you do. Do the usual like and subscribe on YouTube. And I appreciate every view, and every comment, and every like. And I will see you next time on the Farmer's Market series when we highlight another vegetable from the Farmer's Market. Thanks, bye.